Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. Today, Shannon and I are going to go out for a hike. We're using some private property today, and we're going to go and check out this woodlot. We've been in it a few times before, but we feel like with this being December, it's time for us to start a fire. Well, we're bringing our Twig stove to be able to help us out with that. So I hope you join us on today's Hiking with Kathleen. This is the beauty of being out at dawn in the woods. So far I haven't seen anybody else coming through the woods. I've been out here for about an hour now. And although I haven't seen a whole lot of wildlife, lots of squirrel action, even chipmunks. I was surprised that chipmunks are still active, being that this is the middle of December. But it's a wonderfully peaceful and beautiful morning, and I'm glad you're here with me. I always pay attention to when I hear crows cawing as a group, where that behavior is called mobbing behavior. And oftentimes it's used to drive away a predator. So it could be a bird of prey. Anyway, I'm just keeping my eyes to the sky just to see if there's something interesting like a hawk or an owl that's being driven away from the reaches of that mob. So on my hikes, I tend to have a fair bit of gear that weighs about 20 pounds. I carry a couple of cameras, a third one actually, including the one I'm using right now, which is the GoPro, and my tripod and my binoculars. So needless to say, that adds to the exercise that I would otherwise be doing if I just walked through the woods. So I just like to make sure that I have everything with me just in case I want to get scenery. Then I have one camera for that. If I want to get close-up views, I have the telescopic lens on another camera. So that's how I prepare myself, just in case there's some beautiful things to be able to video and capture those memories to bring back and include them in the video. So the 20 pounds of extra weight is worth it to me. Transportation for us, but it's great because this is going to get us into the backwoods.
You wanted a gator.
Well, it's just getting me a little bit more familiar with when I'm no longer able to drive a car or a truck. This will be my mode of transportation, so I guess it's getting us kind of used to it now. We're thinking about 30 years early, right? So now we're talking about what if it gets stuck? A full face mask is probably the best way to travel in these so you don't lose an eye. That wasn't too bad. We're looking for a place to sit down and have our fire. So we're just waiting for this fire to build up a little bit more. And once it sort of settles down and the wood is actually heated up, then Shannon's going to bring over the goods in order to put on a kettle of tea. Nice. This is one of the things we look forward to when we're out hiking in the woods in the winter. And this is particularly true when we're on private property, to be able to have a fire. Because it's not a registered campsite, right? If it's a campground, then you can find campsites that are not in use in the winter time and be able to set up a fire there. But anyway, in this case here, Shannon just brought some dried wood from home and maybe some wet stuff got in there just now. And with that, we can do some smoke signals should we run into trouble and get lost here in the woods. So when we come out into the woods, every now and again, Shannon will bring her twig stove and she'll get this whole process underway so that we can have a little bit of a break with a cup of tea. So you gather, I think, some of these materials at home. What is it that you bring with you so that in the midst of all these wet leaves, sometimes we're out here when there's snow, and of course the leaves are wet then too. So what is it that you bring from home?
Today I have some dryer lint. Dryer lint is the best fire starter you can have that's natural. Today my dry wood consists of a clementine crate that I just ripped apart and took the staples out. And I used my flint today. I got it started. I had a little bit of birch bark as well. So if Kathleen and I are hiking and I see some birch bark lying on the ground, then I'll pick some up and throw it in my Ziploc bag for the next time we have a little twig fire or a campfire, because it has an oil in it and it's a good fire starter as well. My twig stove is foldable and it collapses into this very small pouch. So it fits in any backpack. I have a little, it's like a tinfoil ring, and it's just to set it on because we don't want to start any fires if there's any sparks or anything. So it's a safety measure. It does have two metal rungs that go on the top, and then you can set a little frying pan or a little pot. We put our little teapot. Right now I have a wedged piece of wood. I guess it's too big for that. Yeah, you have to constantly feed a twig stove because it is so small. There's a little opening here, and you have probably seen me, feed my pieces through there. It doesn't take long to get the kettle boiling and that. We love sitting out here and just enjoying a cup of tea on a damp day like today, and just enjoy our surroundings.
We're pretty happy with being out here in the woods, having our cup of tea, because we can hear the sounds of birds. Sometimes you hear the sounds of squirrels as they're having a skirmish, but we just keep our eyes open in case there are other interesting animals around. So that's a wrap for today's video, and in fact it's a wrap for the 2021 YouTube season. I really appreciate your support over these last 10 months. I kickstarted this YouTube channel in February of 2021. I did that sort of as a way of easing back into nature, bringing my camera with me, sharing the highlights of my hikes with people who are interested in following along. And I feel that this has been really heartwarming support that you folks have been showing myself and my spouse Shannon, who appears from time to time on these videos, but she's also the co-creator of Hiking with Kathleen. Typically I put together the videos, and then she She's the one that has the magical touch, lays out the music, perhaps some sound effects, in order to give it the nice polish at the end. So anyway, we feel that we've been richly rewarded with your kind feedback. And the part that does mean the most to us is when you folks leave comments, and it gives us something to find specifically that we know that you might like. So if people are commenting on how the music fit whatever scene was underway, or if it was a particular interesting activity that the animals were engaged in, those are the things that help us to create future videos with that in mind. So we really appreciate your feedback. It's funny because YouTube provides a bit of an overview in terms of how your last year has gone, and it tells me in that forum who the main countries the viewers are coming from. Canada would of course be likely because I'm Canadian. It also mentions high numbers are coming from the US and from the UK. And unfortunately, I don't get to see that, so I don't know where my viewers are watching from. So you know what? Maybe if you want to, in the comment section, you can always provide your comment or your feedback and a hello from whatever country, and just identify the country. I'd be really interested in knowing where our viewers are coming from. So that and comments in general are things that are very interesting to us when we go through after each week's video. So this is the final one for 2021. We look forward to seeing you back here with our usual Tuesday lineup in the first Tuesday of 2022. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of the holiday season. Bye for now.
Excuse me?
When you're out in nature and you focus on the nature around you, so wildlife, the plants, anything like that, it allows you to live in the moment. And living in the moment helps you to be able to sort of forget whatever might be troubling you. It gives you a chance to take a break from the stress in your life.